Welcome guys, welcome back to another video. We're going to be installing this rear step up. It's for 2024-2025 Toyota Tacoma. Definitely one of the easier types of mods you can do to your Toyota Tacoma, and it helps out especially when your tailgate is down. Helps you get in a lot easier. I will put the link in the description. Definitely if you guys order it, definitely use the link. It helps the channel out as well. This was on one of my friend's vehicles. Got the opportunity to do it. Figured might as well film it and help somebody else out. I will say you will probably need a T25 Torx bit. You're also going to need a 14 and a 12 millimeter wrench. Well, definitely the 14 millimeter. You're going to need a wrench on that. 12 millimeter, you can probably use ratchet. That's what I'm doing here, putting the top 3 bolts on the top piece, and you see the little groove on the one side close to my Milwaukee tool. That's gonna go in the groove. I will show you guys in the picture, but I'm just tightening these down. It does come with instruction manuals that are pretty simple to follow instructions, so take your time, watch the instructions. Here I am tightening them, make sure they're all on there nice and tight. I did not have a torque wrench, so we did our best to just tighten them as good as we can get, and so far it has lasted. So alright, once all 3 of these are tight, is more or less the bracket that holds the retractable step up to the vehicle. So alright, and once you're done with this part, then we'll move on to going underneath. But I will show you guys a picture of the pre-made where you're going to be sticking the 3 screws. And what you want to do is on the very top left, alright, here's the 3 holes, but that top left you're gonna put first without the bracket. You're gonna put it in almost all the way, enough to slide, because the bracket has a groove on it. And that lip right there, there's a piece of that bracket that notches up, that slides and tucks back behind there. My lighting wasn't perfect, so it was very hard to see that part. Alright, sorry about that. I would have brought more lighting if I knew I was going to be installing it, but here I am putting that 14 millimeter bolt in first, trying to get it in there. It ended up working great. Put this down a couple turns and then move on to the next step. I thought that was good enough, so I went ahead and grabbed the step up, brung it around, and you'll see that I'm trying to slide it in there. Once again, sorry about the lack of lighting. I figured I could put it in just a couple more threads. It was getting tighter, so ratchet might have been easier to at least get it close to where I needed it, but I want to show you guys can do it with just a wrench majority of the work. I think later on we end up getting a ratchet just to finish it off, but you could do this with the wrench the whole way down. So there's the little notch. I'm telling you that it goes in the groove, and you want to slide it in there and just slide it up, and then you want to put the other 2 bolts in. So there's a total of 3 bolts down here. I started with the one closer to the front of the vehicle first to just get it started. Then I grabbed the other one and I moved to the rear one. Couldn't decide whether it was easier to put it in with the step retracted or not, but ended up being this way was the best way to do it. So put it in there, And once you got all 3 bolts in, you can let go and just start tightening them down. I did more or less like a triangle pattern, trying to make sure that it gets tightened down evenly. Alright, and here I grab my ratchet. Once again, 14 millimeter. And wanted to tighten them down pretty good. Make sure it's not going to come off or nothing like that. And I was using some pretty good force and they didn't snap, so should have used a torque wrench and torqued it to the right specs, but I didn't have one. So now I did push the bracket back in, or the retractable bracket back in, so I was able to tighten the rear bolts, because using a ratchet, it would have been too long and too awkward. The bracket would have just been in the way. So once again, tightened it down pretty good, as hard as I could, just to make sure it wasn't going to go nowhere. It is going to be, I think it's rated, I'm pretty sure it's rated for 350 pounds. So the description will tell you what is rated, but I'm pretty sure it was 350. So it's definitely a very sturdy step up. Alright, and once I was done with the ratchet, I had to move the wrench, because that top one, there's not enough room for the ratchet. So tightened it as hard as I could with the wrench. And then I moved up to the step itself. Step itself has a nice groove to it. It fits on there perfect. That way, there's only one way to put it in there. You want to make sure it's in the groove and push it down all the way. And once it's on there all the way, you want to get the 2 provided screws. They're the ones that use the Torx T25, and you want to start off by putting them in there just a little bit, or at least trying to get it in there started. I think that one was not wanting to grab as much, so I ended up grabbing my Milwaukee tool with the Torx bit on it and just driving it in. I had it on a lower setting because it's plastic. I didn't know how. I definitely didn't want to strip it or nothing like that. So just put it on a low setting and tighten it pretty hard, but not crazy. Don't go too hard. I mean, it's plastic. I don't know. Just make sure it's on there all the way. That's what I ended up doing. I want to say I had this setting probably second to the lowest setting. Once it's on there, I tried it. It's not going nowhere. And we're almost done with this step up. And of course, in the very end is the joy of actually using it and seeing how it works. Shout out to my friend for letting me work on his car. This was probably one of the easiest mods you can do on it, and it serves a good purpose. It helps you get up in and out of your bed pretty easy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Give this video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. Let me know what kind of stuff or other mods he should do to his Toyota. That's pretty much about it. This was definitely a nice install. Very easy, straight to the point. Hopefully this helped you guys out. All right, thank you guys very much. Let's customize the world. You hurt. Later.